We'll try half an hour. Oh, ito.
Have you ever seen such a pair of glasses that you don't need to change the lens strength whether you are farsighted or nearsighted?
Alright, mga kuming. Sima tayo, sobrang daming uling isda, guys. Puro bill.
Sakit yung ngikap ko ngayon, saka yung balakang ko. Hanap tayo ng mapapanood.
Joining us this morning is PCG spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, Commodore J. Tariela. Commodore Tariela, good morning to you.
Good morning, Miss Karen, at isang magandang araw ng kagitingan sa inyo po.
All right. Now, is this the first time that Chinese research vessels were specifically
obviously conducting marine scientific research on economic zone up north.
and what should have been the protocol?
Scientific research within our own exclusive economic zone up north.
And what should have been the protocol?
Well, on the part of the Philippine Coast Guard 2 days ago, when we monitored using the dark vessel protection that this Chinese research vessel entered our own exclusive economic zone, the Commandant of the Philippine Coast Guard already immediately deployed Coast Guard aircraft to challenge and to confirm whether the signal that was detected by the dark vessel protection is really accurate. So when we confirmed that such Chinese research vessel is there, we are supposed to deploy a Coast Guard vessel to directly challenge it. Unfortunately, yesterday, when the second sortie of the aircraft was deployed by the Philippine Coast Guard, it already went outside our own exclusive economic zone. In short, it went to the EEZ of the People's Republic of China.
But Commodore Tariela, why do you think that for the first time the Chinese have actually ventured into this part of our
Well, there are different possible reasons for why they're conducting this marine scientific research. But honestly speaking, there are varying reasons, and I don't really have any idea the specific reason why they're doing this right now.
Okay. Now, what action will we be taking? I know we've issued diplomatic protests in the past
as we all know, this Korean Department of Justice, Department of Foreign Affairs, and other concerned agencies are part of the National Task Force. And then from there, it will be the lead agencies to take over.
What kind of maneuver did the larger Chinese vessel do? Because we have that particular video. We know in the past, with these dangerous maneuvers, one of our officers lost, is it a finger? Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, that was already one. Ano ang ginawa ng Chinese vessel sa pagkakataon ito?
Well, itong huling dalawang araw na ginawa nila Miss Karen, they are intentionally wanting to provide ng head-to-head sa ating Coast Guard vessel. And again, it's only because of the professionalism, the seamanship skills of our Coast Guard sailors that we were able to prevent such incident from happening. This happened last April 6. And then last April 7, ang ginagawa naman nila Miss Karen is they are attempting na pangkain din ang umihan ng bangko natin. So, for these two occasions, we can say that the Chinese Coast Guard really does not adhere to the collision regulation. What they want to do is to intentionally rob our Coast Guard vessel, which is relatively smaller compared to their size.
If you're in a tight spot and you've been left hanging, Easy Financial is here to help with the money you need when you need it most. Apply online or at over 350 locations and get approved today without impacting your credit score.
Most seniors that are completely unaware of this, by the time they realize that a new $50,000 life insurance program is available right now to help seniors cover funeral costs and leave a financial gift for their loved ones. No medical exams, no long application processes. I wish my parents had this. When my father passed, we had nothing saved, and the bills were overwhelming. Don't let this happen to your family. To qualify, you only need to be a Canadian citizen, be 58 years old. Most seniors don't even know this exists. What do you do? Take action now. Click below, take the free survey, and lock in your eligibility before this program ends.
And it's an intention to clearly intimidate.
Yes, it is their intention to clearly intimidate and to convince the Coast Guard vessel that we cannot do anything against their illegal patrol in our exclusive economic zone, and we have to allow that from happening.
Now, what about today? As of today, are there still research vessels in the area?
As of today, the one that we monitor that is conducting our scientific research near Batanes, as I said, really reported yesterday. This time we are currently monitoring another research vessel off the coast of Cagayan as of yesterday. We are not yet certain whether it is conducting scientific research because unlike the other research vessels that we monitored in Batanes, it is currently navigating the Philippines and it is not forming navigation left navigation plan like coming up with different pathways as if they're moving something. So currently the first thing right now is to ensure that the research vessel on the coast of Cagayan is not doing that kind of thing and that it will eventually just pass by our exclusive economic zone.
And are we still deploying Philippine Coast Guard vessels in those areas to monitor?
Well, with regard to the Coast Guard vessel, since this Chinese research vessel that we're monitoring is already off the coast of this side, our strategic deployment are pretty much concentrated on the West Philippine Sea. So we can only with our aircraft to monitor this research vessel.
Okay, now we are also regarding the West Philippine Sea. We're fighting battles on so many fronts. On the West Philippine Sea itself, and also on social media. Now, during a House Joint Committee hearing, I identified certain influencers as initiators of fake news regarding the West Philippine Sea. Ang mga influencers na ito, Pilipino ba sila? Bayan ba sila ng China? Ba't nila gagawin ito?
Well, alam mo, Miss Karen, I first highlighted and sabi ko sa Congress yesterday, I really don't know whether the people whose name after these social media accounts ay sila talaga. But with regard to the names of these social media accounts, kaya in-identify ko sila. Like Miss Ana Magtutuloy, Mr. Ado Pagpinawan, has written news articles about West Philippines and about me as well. To answer your question, what motivated is something that is also puzzling on our part, especially for the Philippine Coast Guard. I mean, wala naman siguro ngayon celebrate natin ang araw ng pagdating at discourage.
At sino kapwa Pilipino? Parang, diba?
Wala naman siguro ang Pilipino.
Tapos, kapag
Yes, ang magka-counter ng caravan natin pagdating sa West Philippines.
ano ang mga pinagsusulat nila?
Well, first of all, what they're saying is we don't have legal basis. By United Law 2016 are being to the war, although international 2016 are being to the war was already recognized by a lot of countries. But for them, they are downplaying the incidents as well. Sinasabi nila tayo ang bumaga, tayong may kasalanan, tayo daw ay dinidiktahan ng Amerika, it's only the United States who's actually directing whatever's happening in the Philippines. Those kind of narrative are sila sa social media is correct. And the problem with those kind of articles is that a certain number of the Filipinos are also convinced, considering that they have a high number of followers on their social media. It saddens me is that kapag you're going to look at their social media platforms and there are real people who are commenting on their posts. So if you really think the Philippines na nila to, or these are just soulless trolls yung na ginawa ng
Expose that there's actually a four-level structure behind the spread of the disinformation. In other words, it's not just one post, but it's actually a systemic four-level post. So can you talk about the theory of the postings?
Well, first of all, Ms. Karen, ang sinasabi natin is that we have backbone initiators. Ang initiators, these are the social media influencers. They have high number of followers, as many as 150,000 or so in different social media platforms. So sila ang nagsisimula ng posting when it comes to the Philippines, counter or faction part. And then secondly, meron sila the next level is disseminators. These disseminators are perhaps soulless accounts. Kaya nga sinabi ni Kabayan nung may kahapon din. Siguro these are fake accounts. They are not actually owned by people. Ginamit lang talaga to act as troll. So the disseminators are the ones who spread the fake news that was initiated by these initiators. And then the third one are the reposters. Para sa akin, ang pinakamahalaga natin dapat mahabot are the reposters. These are actual Filipino people who probably support certain people and they are their own narrative and position when it comes to those movies. And then the fourth one is the general public. If we will allow this kind of fake news and misinformation to spread on social media, the general public is actually the victim of this. It will, create polarization, division among us, and also confuse the Filipino people about what really happened. For example, if we would say that the incident is that the Chinese Coast Guard grabbed us, what they will say is that the Philippine Coast Guard is actually the reason why such a mission happened. Those kind of statements confuse popularity. They are thinking as well na isip ko talaga tinitindigan na natin ang dapat sa Philippine Sea. This is something like by the United States. So this kind of narrative has been very difficult for the Filipino people to stand up united when it comes to our issue of the West Philippines.
Okay, alright. Well, I think on that note, the question really is, number one, has it been proven that these initiators are paid?
Well, that is something that we need to look into. For example, some of the influencers there, I mentioned, social media posting as well. They're
Baliktad.
Filipinos in China.
Parang baliktad suit ko, hindi?
Amplifying the lies and misinformation of the people supporting in China.
Is that also possible that they already, if they are based in China, is it possible that technically speaking they are already at this point for China?
Well, I cannot speak for them.
In other words, none of these influencers are Filipinos based in the Philippines, working here, because former President Duterte, at the height of the social media, truly had influencers who were abroad, but also had influencers here.
Yes, Ms. Karen, there are initiators who are based in China who are Filipinos, and there are also influencers that are here in the Philippines, like Mr. Ado Paglinawan, Mr. Herman Laurel. You know, you can hear their interviews, their vlogs, their YouTube channels. All of the statements that they are saying are always against the Backward Party of the West Philippines.
Okay, now when is it already a violation of the freedom of speech? These influencers can argue, but that's my right. That's free speech. It's my opinion.
Well, Ms. Karen, that is something that the Congress right now is looking into. If ever there is a need for us to enact a new law that will make them accountable of the misinformation that they are spreading. And I think I would like to argue, Ms. Karen, everybody is entitled for your opinion, but you're not entitled for your own facts. However, narrative of the West Philippines is based on the party. Every time that incidents are happening, it's always supported with images, compelling videos, and even testimonial reporting to our reporters from different news networks. So how can you counter those kind of things? These are all based on facts. If you go against that, it means you are discovering it with lies and misinformation.
Okay, last question. Are you appealing to Facebook fundamentalists in the hearing that these sites be taken down, these pages be taken down?
What Meta mentioned during the title hearing yesterday, they are actually talking to different law enforcement agencies and even to the public in matters of misinformation and fake news about the West Philippines.
Yeah. And so I think it's clear that no Facebook in China, right?
Yes.
Oh, walang Facebook sa China eh. So kumbaga, Facebook, which is allowed in the Philippines, ironically, is what's used against us. Right?
Darn.
Wala namang Facebook sa China, walang Instagram din ata ito. Alright, well on that note, thank you so much for joining me today, Commodore J. Ariela of the Philippine Coast Guard. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Karen.
Hi, my name is Isabella Essler, and I play Alex in the brand new Canadian movie Once After, and I hope that you can join us at the CAA at British Theatre from April 6th to 10th. Not a single word of praise from them. That was
Yeah, that was
Dapat united naman tayo lahat dito. Kung Pilipino ba, ang West Philippines ay part ng Pilipinas yan. So, dapat nagkakaisa tayo lahat dito sa issue na. Magandang araw po mga Tax Natics. So, welcome po sa ating special episode ng ating Tax Person News ngayong araw. Para po tayo dahil makakausap po natin ngayong araw ang tagapagsalita po ng Philippine Coast Guard. Alam niyo po, hihira kasi natin makita o marinig ang isang spokesperson na isang kausap po ng Coast Guard na parang kakaibang topic na minces no words when it comes to protecting our national interest, our more sovereign rights dito sa West Philippines. So I'd like to welcome to our past first convost, si Commodore J. Variela. Magandang araw po, sir. Maraming salamat po. As I mentioned nyo nga pala, paano ba ka nagsimula rito sa pagiging tagapagsalita ng Philippines for the West Philippines? Yes. Specific to, no? Sa West Philippines to, for the West Philippines. Well, dating ko, after my and then eventually, Admiral Artemio Abu, yung sinundan ng ating government ngayon, si Admiral Juan Gaman, ang binigay niya sa aking designation is to become the spokesperson for the West Philippines. And of course, yung maging kanyang alternate sa National Task Force West Philippines. So, that was 2020 kung umupo si Admiral Abu. And then ngayon, of course, the new commandant, itinuloy niya pa rin naman ang magiging spokesperson
Tumaas siya.
for the West Philippines.
Naging climb. Maximum height.
Ikaw yung naging focal point. Naging target, in short, ng mga taong pinoprotektahan yung interest of China. Okay? So how was the experience so far? Well, minsan disappointing dahil ang issue ko nga parang kung makakabasa ka ng mga comments na ginawa sa social media, I don't know this people. Parang wala mo akong feeling ko, wala mo akong ginawang mali, di ba? Lalo na what I'm really supporting is transparency para sa mga kababayan natin, malaman nila kung ano nangyayari sa West Philippines, what is at stake for the people ng West Philippines. And baka ka ng mga comments na parang out of the blue lang, biglang lalabas. Tapos parang magalit pa sila. And yun yung nakakasapag na. Some of the worst comments in content on social media. Marami ng term na ginamit sa akin bubu daw ako, sumundin daw ako, mga ganyan, mga statements. And incompetent daw ako pagdating sa West Philippines. Nagtata border daw. Warmongering daw ako daw mag-reason kung bakit magkakaroon ng World War. I'm provoking China na World War talaga. World War, and then daw ako ng Amerikano. CIA daw ako. Madami, iba tapos sabi. Kaya sabi ko nga kapag nasa meeting ako, tapos gusto ko lang isingin sa hinahanap ko na yung sarili ko sa Twitter. Tapos nagbabasa ako ng mga comments. Talagang magigising ka sa magkahilit sa mga comments. Pero ano yun? Nakakabasa pa. Well, para sa akin, it's more of it makes the job more challenging. Na siguro lahat na ng Pilipino, mas tataas yung awareness. Hindi na lang siguro masisulit na China for misinformation. Siguro yun yung na lahat ng Pilipino, kahit po sabihin sa survey niya, 70% na o 77% na Pilipino na ang challenge sa atin is makamix ng 100%. Kasi para sa akin, West Philippine Sea, United States, hindi tayo hindi. Mali ang ginagawa ng gobyerno na ito.
Go down. Keep to it. Go off. Speed.
US dollars. Its main feature is thanks to the and decentralized management is built on Ethereum and is compatible with other optional networks. Features opens to all. As dollars help regulate banks, smart contracts with electric and international financial companies specialized in digital assets and
hindi tayo magsasabing hindi. Mali ang ginagawa ng gobyerno na to. Kasi ang West Philippines nga, gaya ng pag-usapan natin kanina, kung Pilipino ka, ang West Philippines yung part ng Pilipinas yan. So, dapat nagkakaisa tayo lahat sa iyo.
that's not the case. Pero before we go to that, I'm curious as personal responses sa mga ganyan. Kasi I've seen some of the comments against me. And they're very, very vicious. May nature naman ng mga trolls ganyan na ganyan ang comment. Pero yung mga instances na napito na kayo ng sobra na nag-take na nag-troll sa inyo yung mga ganyan comments.
Siguro one time, meron akong tweet na sinabi kong kakasuhan ko na talaga ng cyber-type. And then, hindi ko pa rin matinig down yung tweet. Napag-isip-isip ko lang na parang it's not worth the effort na gawin pa to sa isang toll. Diba? Kasi imagine you pass through that process na magkakaso, wala rin naman siguro naniniwala sa mga sinasabi niya. So, yun na siguro yung pinaka-main ng emotion ko kung bakit na-interview.
Wala naman yung tigil na habang nasa kalagutang ng trabaho, bago matulog, nakita mo, hindi na natin ako, matutulog ka lang ako.
Hindi na. Nakabubo na ako sa ganyan. Parang hindi na ako masyadong tinatalaman ng mga ganyan. Saka iniisip ko, lalo na sa social media, hindi naman kasi totoong tao to eh. Pangalawa, iniisip ko naman, kung totoong tao man siya, siguro may magtinding dahilan bakit niya ginagawa yun. He should really be thankful sa akin dahil makapart pa talaga ako ng trabaho niya. Kung nagkakapera siya dahil sa akin. So, gano'n na lang iniisip ko, wala nang galit. Iniintindi ko na lang.
Pero before the show yung tapos na rin.
Oo, diba?
Kaya how about your family? Kasi na-affected naman kayo.
Ang misis ko, siya ang aking talagang masugid na taga-subaybay sa social media. Minsan naiinis siya, minsan nalulungkot siya, na parang, alam mo kasi yung feeling na you know the person personally. And then, alam mo kung, alam niya, na misis ko, kung ano talaga yung objective ng ginagawa natin na to. And then, of course, dahil wife ko siya, mababasa niya yung mga ganitong comment. Nakakalungkot para sa kanya, but feeling niya naman, wala naman akong ginagawang masamang mali eh. So, okay na lang din.
Kanina, you made the distinction between comments coming from and those coming from trolls, no? Yung mga boys na pag-usapan natin yung reality mo. Kasi yung mga so-called analysts, yung mga pro-China, tinignan naman yung content. Ano yung hinihimod yung China, no? But they're very vicious also against you. So how do you deal with this?
Well, iniisip ko nilang dun sa mga real people na po. Siguro ako na talaga yung trabaho nila. Instead of trying to respond sa mga issues nila, in-ignore ko na lang. Dahil para sa akin, it doesn't make any sense. Lagi ko nga sinasabi, ang argument ko na lang, kung ang isa sila sa pinaka-main line nila sa mga argument ng mga trolls. Ako daw, niloloko ang mga Pilipino pagdating sa information na nilalabas. Ang iisip ko na lang, wala naman siguro Pilipino maniniwala sa mga to kasi common sense lang. Bakit naman sila lulukuhin ng gobyerno? Diba? Pangalawa, kung ikaw Pilipino, tapos magbabasa ka ng article nila, ito mga individual na to. And then, common sense ulit. You have the rational thinking naman. You're going to evaluate na yung sinasabi nila is a complete opposite lie kung sinabi natin. Parang sila naman yung nasisira doon, hindi tayo. Kaya nabuto na rin akong i-ignore sila.
Massive values dyan. When we talk about misinformation, disinformation, yung common sense, yung siya exactly common, di ba? I believe ko, I agree ko that sinabi ko po, pero meron pa rin segment ng population na walang common sense o tsaka kahit napaka-outrageous sa information pa rin wala.
Well, yan ang dahilan kung bakit we always reach out. You've been reaching out sa Philippine Information Agency, sa ating mga kasama sa academic, sa Occupy University, and we never really stop. Kasama natin si ADP Jonathan Malaya, National Security Council, na hindi natin iintuan ng mga areas of paano makapagpapay ng tamang information.
So, kahit ito, curious din ako. Kasi obvious naman na you're very bold with your statements about what is right dito sa West Philippines. And I haven't heard naman to hear any out-of-line comments against the Chinese and Persians. Pero, hindi siya common yung ganyang temperament, yung ganyang behavior, yung ganyang approach sa mga spokesperson sa mga government, including the news media. Sa kayo umuubog na ito ng movements?
Well, I guess it's because of the National Task Force. We look after each other. Nag-comment naman ang bawat ahensya ng gobyerno na part ng National Task Force. For me to formulate whatever ideas that I have. At kapag with ko naman and also hear from them kung may mali or tama. So far naman tumatama daw yung mga sinasabi ko. So, the mere fact that the National Task Force West Philippines is an interagency task force, and of course, chaired by the National Security Advisor himself. Para sa akin, nakulubugot ang takas na the moment na may sabihin silang mali ako sinabi, siguro nagulong pinaka-evident ko i-assess kung ano yung mga sinasabi. Since I started doing the biggest picture that more than a year now, okay naman daw. Gusto mo nagpapalala ko na isa. Administration. Parang nasulimsip sa kanya. Bakit? Well, from 2017, pumabalik ako ng early 2020. I was doing my thesis at Japan. I was with my family, and that's where I was. Nung panahon na so we're not in the same class. Yes, there was a full-time student. That's why I'm very thankful sa gobyerno, sa Philippines. And of course, the Japanese government was supporting my PhD studies.
Pero you also monitoring events sa West Philippines together.
Yes, I've been monitoring that kasi ang observation ko is also related to the West Philippines.
Nagigil ba na parang nagigil ka na? Gusto ko magsalita eh. Ganun ba?
Well, at some point, na-realize ko na ang China kasi for such a long time, no, since they started doing those illegal actions in the West Philippines and the entire South China Sea, nobody among the Southeast Asian countries really stood up and tell the world na mali kasi yung ginagawa ng China. So, ito yung gray zone strategy which I wrote also in my dissertation, no, na for you to be able to expose the gray zone strategy, for you to be able to oppose it, you have to expose it. You cannot take the bullying alone na ikaw na mag-isa without telling the international community ng China ginagawa to na hindi naman sila nadala. You have to publicize it para mapag-usapan ng international community and for the like-minded to put them in sa Islam.
The fact that at this point, at this time, clearly express those opinions in official government position about harassment by China to West Philippines. How much of it
100 seconds left.
is because of the
Ito na.
policy of the new president?
Well, the National Security Advisor, General Eduardo Año, has always been reporting to the President all the incidents that happened in the West Philippines. Brief niya ang ating Pangulo. And every time we decide to publicize it, of course, it's always supported by the President. And you can also hear President Bongbong Marcos making the West Philippine Sea as an issue every time na nagtatravel siya overseas. No? Kahit sinong state leader ang kausap niya, lagi niya sinasabi, West Philippine Sea will always be ours, it will not be surrendered to any foreign power. No? So, we can argue that the strategy of, if you would like to reuse that,
50 seconds.
just give us a call at Christian Answer. Phone number, area code 512-218.
Last 40 seconds.
512-218-022. Or
30 seconds left. 20 seconds left. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cool down. Cool down 5 minutes. Okay.
The Bible says, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 9 through 12. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceitfulness of unrighteousness in them. We can argue that the strategy of transparency in the West Philippines can also be attributed to the president.
In a strategy, transparency. Kasi personally, I can't imagine the way you're talking about the issues na if you were doing this under the previous administration. Ako madalas yung hanapin. Masyado ko matapang. Kaya wala na akong hindi na ako spokesperson. Kaya pala, one day lang or something. Pero ngayon pa, wala naman kayo. Parang masyado ko natatapang. Wala naman. Basta ang ibigitaw na natin sa isa is always effort of the Kaya naman, lahat ng pagkakitawa natin sa iba, lahat yan totoo yung lahat nangyari. All of those incidents na inilahat natin sa public, lagi mo yung isipin. Sabi ko nga, lagi ang may videos, lagi ang may photos. And secondly, kaya tayo nag-intend ng media. Kung mga unang buwan ng transparency natin, kami lang nag-video, kami lang nag-photo, and I also do the talking. And then eventually, kami lang sa postcard lang. Then eventually, it was already discussed sa National Task Force na would it be better kung media mismo dadali natin to as part of the transparency and they will have their own editorial independence para gawin yung story. So we have no say as to how to operate. Basta sasampa lang sila.
Yes. Ang meron lang tayong debriefing every time na bago tayo media. Kasi for example, dalawang pangko. May apat na media na sumakay sa isang pangko. And may isang media na sasakay sa another vessel. Ang dahilan kung bakit they need to have a debriefing before they release their story. Of course, iba yung magiging bilang ng Chinese Coast Guard, for example, sa isang bangko lang. Kasi magkaibang location. Iba yung nakita nila, iba na yung nakita ng kabilang bangko. So for us to have a cohesive story na hindi sabog-sabog, we have to sit down all together and then I'll ask the media who went on the other ship and the other vessel to tally kung ilan ng vessels ng China na nakita nila, anong bow number, what are the incidents, what's the time. At least, not just on the government.
Pero din lang pala ng cool down na
the entire story.
5 minutes din.
So maybe just din para mayroong cross-check. Yes. So,
ganyan, how often you do it?
Well, depends sa mission. For example, we do embedding sa Mahon di Masugod. Since we started the rotational deployment. And then
Sakit pa rin yung femur ko, saka yung kneecap.
last year, in the China resupply, of course, the most recent one, napatapos lang yun.
Kasi dun sa mga pinapad yun, ng mga Chinese...
Watching,
propagandist.
Christian Esguerra
Chinese propaganda.
sa kanyang Pax First YouTube channel.
China propagandists na di umanay Pilipinas.
Saka sa Facebook din.
Sa mga hindi niya pinapado sa inyo, including yourself, parang pinaprovok ni China. Tapos parang lalagyan kayo ng bait na alam niyo namang ito lalagay pa kayo ng bait. Basically, how to respond to that.
Alam mo, yan nga yung nakakainis na narrative. Paulit-ulit kayo sinasabi. Paano mo iproprovoke
50 seconds.
na ikaw, magdadala ka lang ng media? Eh, sana
Five.
sila gumawa ng mali, di ba? Kung alam na nga nilang may media, eh, maura
40.
Oo, in the first place, anong ginagawa kasi nila doon? That's our exclusive economic zone.
35.
So, yung argument na yan ng mga
Counting
pro-China
down.
propagandists na yan,
30.
nakakainis masahin. Na lagi ko din itinatama yan sa ordinaryong tao. Let us
25.
not dissuade itong mga pro-China propagandists na to. Dahil common sense
20
na ulit.
seconds
O, kahit
left.
mga common sense, usapang ano na lang. Kahit usapang kalye na lang. Di ba?
15. 14.
Tayo, nagsasabi
30.
lang na
Wow.
ang China,
11,
nasa bakura natin,
10,
ang China, hinahawakan
9,
tayo.
8,
Ngayon, explain
7,
itong mga propagandist na to,
6,
na tayo
5,
parang nang provoke
4.
Bakura natin.
sa bakura natin. Diba? Parang hindi ko
Haha,
gets yung
thank
argument na yan.
you.
And most people now, basta na yan yung texto eh. Bakit misplace tong argument na to? Bakit tayo bakit tayo mag-escalate ng tension?
Kasi pinagpapagalaw, bakit nagpo-form ka? It's not part of the equal fraternity.
Well, I think there are concerned government agencies na tumitingin dito. Again, that's part of the intelligence job. But I don't want to put into details when